Welcome to today's live stream. Welcome to, this is Anchored in Faith. And if you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Deborah, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's nice for you to be here. And I'm going to, but I do want to thank you for being here. So, okay, we are going to be doing the Course in Miracles. We're teaching for the week of, what is the Monday? I think it's the 20th. Gosh, I should know this. Sorry, I seem a little discombobulated just because I am. So I should have come a little more prepared, but hey, it's all good. But it's coming. It's for this coming up week. So, and actually, these readings are timeless. So, I just like to give you the date in case, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. Time is an illusion. But let's see here. Okay. We are doing the Course in Miracles teaching for this week coming up, and we are in chapter 2, the separation and the atonement, and we will be doing. We're in chapter 2. I never, if I said that, chapter 2, section 5, the function of the miracle worker. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And then I also have a little commentary to go along with it in case there's any questions. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Hopefully I can figure out how to see them and respond to them. That would be great. But before we start, I'm going to do a meditation with the singing bowl. I have a crystal singing bowl. This particular singing bowl is tuned to the heart chakra. So we're just going to set the container, get grounded in. Please do not watch this video if you're driving or operating any heavy machinery, obviously. Just wait to watch it when you're in a more a safe space where you can concentrate and excuse me, and kind of go into a meditation state. So I don't need my glasses to do this. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. There's we've got some traffic here in my neighborhood, people going out to the lake, so you might hear some background, some noise in the background. So, okay. So just like to get grounded. Put your feet flat on the ground. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. And we're going to be sending from our root chakra, or you can envision from the bottom of your feet, roots like a tree, going down into the crystalline core of the 5D New Earth grid. We want to anchor ourselves into this moment in time, creating a safe container for the highest of divine love and the Holy Spirit to join us and to be present with us during this teaching. Thank you, Spirit. And if you have a hard time grounding in, which some people may have, you can envision like an anchor dropping down from the base of your spine, and just seeing that go down and settling in. And then you're just going to release any and all things that no longer serve you and that do not belong to you. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to, in our mind's eye, envision the divine light of gold, white, crystalline light, filling our vessel and replacing all the places that were just released. I do need my glasses to read the text. So I'll be reading the text. And hello for all of you who've just joined. My name's Deborah, if you're new to the channel. And I'm going to be reading the text now. And then we'll go over the commentary. And please, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. And I'll do my best to try to access that so I can see your questions and comments. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Chapter 2, the separation and the atonement. And hopefully you can hear me okay. If there's any problem with the audio, please let me know and I'll try to adjust that accordingly. So we are on, let me just get a little closer here. We are on the function of the miracle worker. Before miracle workers are ready to undertake their function in this world, it is essential that they fully understand the fear of release. Otherwise, they may unwittingly foster the belief that release is imprisonment, a belief that is already very prevalent. This misperception arises in turn from the belief that harm can be limited to the body. That is because of the underlying fear that the mind can hurt itself. None of these errors is meaningful because the miscreations of the mind do not really exist. This recognition is a far better protective device than any form of level confusion because it introduces correction at the level of the air. It is essential to remember that only the mind can create and that correction belongs at that thought level. To amplify an earlier statement, spirit is already perfect and therefore does not require correction. The body does not exist except as a learning device for the mind. This learning device is not subject to errors of its own because it cannot create. It is obvious then that inducing the mind to give up its miscreations is the only application of creative ability that is truly meaningful. Magic is the mindless or the miscreative use of mind. Physical medications are forms of spells. But if you are afraid to use the mind to heal, you should not attempt to do so. The very fact that you are afraid makes your mind vulnerable to miscreation. You are therefore likely to misunderstand any healing that might occur. And because egocentricity and fear usually occur together, you may be unable to accept the real source of the healing. Under these conditions, it is safer for you to rely temporarily on physical healing devices, because you cannot misperceive them as your own creations. As long as your sense of vulnerability persists, you should not attempt to perform miracles. I have already said that miracles are expressions of miracle-mindedness, and miracle-mindedness means right-mindedness. The right-minded neither exalt nor depreciate the mind of the miracle worker or the miracle receiver. However, as a correction, the miracle need not await the right-mindedness of the receiver. In fact, its purpose is to restore him to his right mind. It is essential, however, that the miracle worker be in his right mind, however briefly, or he will be unable to reestablish right-mindedness in someone else. The healer who relies on his own readiness is endangering his understanding. You are perfectly safe as long as you are completely unconcerned about your readiness, but maintain a consistent trust in mine. If your miracle-working inclinations are not functioning properly, it is always because fear has introduced on your right-mindedness and has turned it upside down. All forms of non-right-mindedness are the result of refusal to accept the atonement for yourself. If you do not accept it, you are in a position to recognize that those who need healing are simply those who have not realized that right-mindedness is healing. The sole responsibility of the miracle worker is to accept the atonement for himself. This means you recognize that mind is the only creative level and that its errors are healed by the atonement. Once you accept this, your mind can only heal. By denying your mind any destructive potential and reinstating its purely constructive powers, you place yourself in a position to undo the level confusion of others. The message you then give to them is the truth that their minds are similarly constructive and their miscreations cannot hurt them. By affirming this, you release the mind from over-evaluating its own learning device and restore the mind to its true position as the learner. It should be emphasized again that the body does not learn any more than it creates. As a learning device, it merely follows the learner. But if it is falsely endowed with self-initiative, it becomes a serious obstruction to the very learning it should facilitate. Only the mind is capable of illumination. Spirit is already illuminated, and the body in itself is too dense. The mind, however, can bring its illumination to the body by recognizing that it is not the learner and is therefore unamendable to learning. The body is, however, easily brought into alignment with a mind that has learned to look beyond it toward the light. Corrective learning always begins with the awakening of spirit and the turning away from the belief in physical sight. This often entails fear because you are afraid of what your spiritual sight will show you. I said before that the Holy Spirit cannot see error and is capable only of looking beyond it to the discomfort. Yet the discomfort is not the final outcome of the perception. When the Holy Spirit is permitted to look upon the defilement of the altar, he also looks immediately toward the atonement. Nothing he perceives can induce fear. Everything that results in spiritual awareness is merely channelized toward correction. Discomfort is aroused only to bring the need for correction into awareness. The fear of healing arises in the end from an unwillingness to accept unequivocally that healing is necessary. What the physical eye sees is not corrective, nor can error be corrected by any device that can be seen physically. As long as you believe in what your physical sight tells you, your attempts at correction will be misdirected. The real vision is obscured because you cannot endure to see your own defiled altar. But since the altar has been defiled, your state becomes doubly dangerous unless it is perceived. Healing is an ability that developed after the separation, before which it was unnecessary. Like all aspects of the belief in space and time, it is temporary. However, as long as time persists, healing is needed as a means of protection. This is because healing rests on charity, and charity is a way of perceiving the perfection of another, even if you cannot perceive it in yourself. Most of the loftier concepts of which you are capable now are time-dependent. Charity is really a weaker reflection of much more powerful love encompassment that is far beyond any form of charity you can conceive as yet. Charity is essential to right-mindedness in the limited sense in which it can now be attained. Charity is a way of looking at another as if he had already gone far beyond his actual accomplishments in time. Since his own thinking is faulty, he cannot see the atonement for himself, or he would have no need of charity. The charity that is accorded him is both an acknowledgement that he needs help and a recognition that he will accept it. Both of these perceptions clearly imply their dependence on time, making it apparent that charity still lies within the limitations of this world. I said before that only revelation transcends time. The miracle, as an expression of charity, can only shorten it. It must be understood, however, that whenever you offer a miracle to another, you are shortening the suffering of both of you. This corrects retroactively as well as progressively. Special principles of miracle workers. The miracle abolishes the need for lower order concerns. Since it is an out-of-pattern time interval, the ordinary considerations of time and space do not apply. When you perform a miracle, I will arrange both time and space to adjust to it. A clear distinction between what is created and what is made essential. What is made is essential. All forms of healing rest on this fundamental correction in level perception. Never confuse right and wrong-mindedness. Responding to any form of error with anything except a desire to heal is an expression of this confusion. The miracle is always a denial of this error and an affirmation of truth. Only right-mindedness can correct in a way that has any real effect. Pragmatically, what has no real effect has no real existence. Its effect then is emptiness. Being without substantial content, it lends itself to projection. Sorry, this book is heavy to hold like this. The level adjustment power of the miracle induces the right perception for healing. Until this has occurred, healing cannot be understood. Forgiveness is an empty gesture unless it entails correction. Without this, it is essentially judgmental rather than healing. Miracle-minded forgiveness is only correction. It has no element of judgment at all. The statement, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do, is in no way evaluates what they do. It is an appeal to God to heal their minds. There is no reference to the outcome of error. That does not matter. The injunction, be of one mind, is the statement for revelation readiness. My request, do this in remembrance of me, is the appeal for cooperation from miracle workers. The two statements are not in the same order of reality. Only the latter involves an awareness of time, since to remember is to recall the past and the present. Time is under my direction, but timelessness belongs to God. In time we exist for and with each other. In timelessness we coexist with God. You can do much on behalf of your own healing and that of others if, in a situation calling for help, you think of it this way. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent Him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because He who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever He wishes, knowing He goes there with me. I will be healed as I let Him teach me to heal. Ooh, that was deep. So that is this week's teaching, the separation of atonement. That's in chapter 2, and we are in section 5, the function of the miracle worker. So I see I have 2 people on. Hi. If you wouldn't mind putting in the comment section where you're tuning in from, I'd appreciate it. I'm here out in the Midwest, so I do have a commentary I would like to share with you to help understand a little bit more, give us a little more. Sometimes the Course in Miracles is a little difficult, very complex in thinking. So sometimes it can be hard to understand the concepts. So I do have some notes here, and I did, and if you have any comments about this particular teaching, I'd love to hear your feedback and how you are practicing or incorporating it into your life. So let's see here. The first one I wanted to talk about is, or to kind of share with you, is as students of A Course in Miracles, we are becoming miracle workers. But before we can serve our purpose in the world, we must understand the fear that keeps us from connecting with Source. Why are we fearful? We are scared of letting go of our control and trusting and depending on the connection with the Divine Source. We are so used to being self-reliant and having confidence in worldly ideas and customs, we forget that there is another way. This is why ACIM refers to our endeavors involved in the course of unlearning. As we matured in our traditional society, we learned to be interdependent or independent and forget that there was a source of all things that we could depend on. We are in the process of unlearning those insecurities and remembering we are always safe when we are connected to our Source God. The use of any physical substance or object to heal is considered magic. In ACIM, true healing always occurs from the inside, in the mind. Although, if you are scared of this type of healing, it is advised that you do not try it. If you are fearful or hesitant about using the mind to heal, then it is best that you still rely on material methods. If you are uneasy about healing with the mind and not using outside substances, then it is advised you can continue to use the physical methods of healing. Otherwise, your apprehension will prevent healing, or you will misunderstand the process, and it will cause further fear and anxiety. As a miracle worker, you must be in the right state of mind to encourage healing in another. The unwell person does not have to be in the proper conditions to receive the benefit, but the miracle worker must be in the right mind to establish the right state of mind in another. So, right-mindedness definitely is, referenced in this teaching. And according to, the Course in Miracles, a miracle worker is someone who extends miracles of true perception to others through thought, word, and deed. The function of a miracle worker is to restore right-mindedness in others, which means helping them to see the world without judgment or fear. So I hope that clears up what the definition of and how the Course is referring to right-mindedness. Not passing judgment and not having fear. This process does not require the receiver to be in a state of right-mindedness. Rather, it is the responsibility of the miracle worker to be temporarily in their right mind to facilitate this correction. Fear can hinder a miracle worker's ability to perform their function effectively. So maintaining trust is the guidance of a higher power is crucial for their effectiveness. So I hope that, they gave you a broader understanding of what the teaching is for this week and the function of a miracle worker. Just a lot of downloads and energy coming through just reading that text. And I highly recommend that you do even though I'm doing the video and I'm reading the text aloud, it's easy to click on a video and just listen to it, but I highly encourage you to, if you don't have one, get the text so you can do your own reading for the week, because it's just so much deeper. It's like when you write out, like I was saying in another video that I did, is actually writing out the information. You process it differently. You hold it in your field longer. So, and I do believe I will be donating. I have a few things that I'd like to donate to the channel, but I would like to donate A Course in Miracles book to one of the subscribers. If you are interested, you can put I believe in miracles in the comment section, and I will reach out to you with all that information and where I can get you that text. Okay, so I'm going to do a light language activation to help ground in and help this the course teaching for the week to stay in our field just a little longer. They are light codes that come from the divine, and I always use a crystal when I do the light language. It just helps me connect to that particular energy and set the intention. So instead of me picking the crystal, I have this playing cards that are crystals. And I'm also going to be reading what the meaning of the crystal is once we pick it. So there's 52 different crystals in this deck. I don't know if I have all of them, but I have a lot of crystals. But we'll see which one comes out and which one we're going to use today. And then hopefully I have that crystal. So thank you, Spirit. Which crystal would you like for the light language to come through today for this week's teaching? Thank you, Spirit. Which crystal would you like for, I just need one, for this, there we go. Oh, it's opalite, and I do have that crystal. It's a beautiful stone. You see it, opalite. And I will get the stone. I'll tell you a little bit more about what that crystal means. But on this card it says it helps with clear thinking, new beginnings, and childlike glee. So let me get that. Oh, it's right here. I have two versions of it. This is the opalite here. Whoop, get back here. Here is the opalite. It's a beautiful stone. You can see here, very similar. And it's come in different sizes and shapes, but beautiful. It almost looks like there's a fossil in there. And then I'm gonna just go to, I have a crystal prescription. Let me see what opalite means in this book. Things you can do with it. Opalite. Hi everyone. For all those that have just joined, if you want to just say hello, I would appreciate it. Let me know where you're from. Let's see. Opalite. Oh. Yeah, it's basically, like I said, it helps with clear-minded, and you can work with these crystals. Like I use them for various reasons, but for this particular, oh, sorry, it's like really crunchy and crispy outside, so a lot of people are out in the snow right now, so. Okay, so like I said, it helps with clear thinking, new beginnings, and childlike glee. So let's bring in a little childlike glee. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Let's see. Let's ground in to Freddie's down here. You can't get up on the desk. I have too much stuff up here. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I'll be working with the Holy Spirit and Joshua to assist with bringing in the light language activation for today's teaching. Thank you, Spirit. Bring in the clear and concise light codes to support today's or this week's teaching for the function of a miracle worker. Whew. I feel it in my heart chakra. Wow. Oh, it's you, oh, it's you, it's you, so go do do, eh, ho, go, I, it, you, go, I, it, you, go, I, it, you, go, to, oh, show, oh, got the hey, oh, it is, you, go, I, it, you, so get the ho, eh, go, I, it, you, go, So, thank you, Spirit. It was a short one, but I was seeing strands of DNA coding, like the strands, DNA strands. Yeah, like, it looks like that. And what was coming through is like we're getting new codes coming online. So, yeah, definitely I can feel it. And hope you can too. So thank you so much. I think this is everything for this week. So let me see if I can, before I go, let me see if I can see if there's any, if I can read your chat. If I can see what's going on here. Chat. I can't do it on this device. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me that option. So I hope everything went well with this recording and this live and you got the message for the week, and that's really what means a lot to me. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps the channel grow. It helps to get the message out to others that could benefit in the teachings. And share, like, and comment. I'd love to hear from you. So I'm sending you so much love, blessings, and abundance, and I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.